Hello and welcome to all you October people. This is another color reading from Karen's Colors and it's for July 2026. Now, if you've been here before, then you know what to expect. I'm Dr. Karen and I give general color readings for each of you to see how your next month will develop. If you haven't been here before, well, then you probably find this a little unusual, but find yourself extremely welcome all the same. June was a bit of a mixed bag for most of us, and if you had a little bit of a problem, then I hope that by the end of the month it has sorted itself out. Certainly, July offers us another start to a different month. And as a general reading, take what resonates and please leave aside what doesn't. You might even like to come back towards the end of the month to see just how it fared for you. So let's begin then, shall we? Now, before I begin, this month we're going to be taking one of the oracles from the Treasures of Takashi. Now, live now, be now, acknowledge now. Now is the only time you need to consider. Unchain yourself from the past. Unravel yourself from the future. You are here in this now moment. Enjoy it. Is there something to be done? Stop dreaming and do it now. So let's now look for some colors for people born in the month of October. Let's see how July will work out for them. And to begin with, we have a strength, which is green on brown, followed by an obstacle, which is blue on blue, and the underlying energy, which is black on yellow. Green on brown is the strength that you carry with you into July. Green in the real world is what you're actually doing as a result of the driver that is causing you to make whatever this activity is that comes from the internal world. And in this case, the driver happens to be brown, which is all about setting goals, trying to achieve something that you want or desire to have in your life, and also to head yourself towards the direction in which you will discover the skills that are necessary in order to accomplish those things. Brown is all about being practical. And this is what is driving you in the real world. But in the real world, what you're actually doing as a result of this drive for some sort of practical response to what's going on in your life is to head off in a new direction. You've decided to find new pastures, give yourself some space, go out and experience something novel, let go of the past and move on into a new era. The brown internally, that goal setting, is driving you towards finding that new space and to give yourself the opportunity to experience something that you haven't experienced before. And because this is your strength, it's something that you've probably done before in the past and have found to be of great benefit to you, because every time you decide that this is the goal that you want to achieve in the real world, you've had the opportunity to go ahead and do so without anything coming to diminish that. The issue that you're dealing with, though, the obstacle, is blue on blue. Now, when we have the same color in both the action as well as the underlying driver, then what we have here is a situation in which there is a limitation to what you can accomplish. But it's also a limitation in what it is that is going to restrict you as well. And in this situation, blue on blue is all about keeping things steady. Because it's an obstacle, it means that the sort of steadiness that is needed to be kept here is all about duty and responsibility. There are things that you need to do. There are things that you are committed to, that are required of you. There are tasks that you cannot escape, because this is all about getting organized. It's about being responsible. It's about allowing things to be settled so that there is no more work to be done. But blue itself is all about work. And because it's an obstacle, it means that there is a very great likelihood that you are not doing the things that are expected of you, that you're not getting yourself organized, that you're not keeping your, well, basically keeping up to date with all of the tasks that are allotted to you or that you've taken on for yourself. That can be a difficult situation to be in, because blue is a color that is also linked to coldness. So here is a freezing out of yourself, either by yourself or from others, simply because there is an awful lot of things that need to be done, and you're the only one that's available to do them. The underlying support energy here is black on yellow. Now, black and yellow is one of nature's warning signals. It says danger ahead. There is a possibility of being stung. Bees, hornets, wasps, all of those sorts of animals often give you signals of yellow and black together as colors. The yellow internally is usually about a search for knowledge, understanding, a search for experience. Black in the real world is an inability to carry that through. Here we have a sudden closing down of everything that you would like to do to make yourself feel happier, because yellow internally is often a search for happiness, particularly when it is linked to a strength. When it's linked to an obstacle, however, it becomes a sensation of fear. I am afraid of everything that is likely to happen in the real world, and in fact, my future looks quite bleak, is what happens when we link it to an obstacle. So let's have a look at those linkages. What we have here is we have green and brown. There's the brown and the green. We have black and yellow. And we have blue and blue. So let's have a look at what these do. If we take the underlying energy and we attach it to your strength, then what we have here is a situation of black and green as the actions that you carry out, and brown and yellow as the motivators. Looking firstly at the motivators, brown, as we know, has to do with development of goals. Yellow, when it's a positive thing, has to do with the search for happiness. So what we are doing here is looking for the sorts of activities, the sorts of ambitions that will make us feel happy and pleased with what we have learnt. In the real world, however, we have green and black. Now, whenever black appears, it darkens down the color that it accompanies. And here, the black and green together as actions in the real world mean that there is a restriction being placed upon your ability to find new pastures. It's as though your options become limited. Now, we can also cross those energies over, and let's have a look at what happens then. Here we have green over yellow. Now, when we have green and yellow as a combination, then here we have a situation in which you are seeking happiness, seeking joy, seeking new experiences. And in the real world, there are the opportunities. You can do anything that you want to do because it's all open to you. There are no restrictions impinging upon you at all. However, as well as that, and again, this is part of your strength, your ability to create goals and aspirations, to find the things that you want out of life, come through in the real world as secrets. You don't want people to know what it is that you are doing. You're trying to maintain some sort of privacy as a result of the things that you've decided to do for yourself. In the real world, there is this sensation of, I'm very happy with the fact that I can do anything that I want, that I can make any choices that I want. But whatever those choices are, whatever they are aiming to achieve for me, in the real world comes through as, I'm not telling you anything. This is purely private. And that is a strength. It means that you're capable of keeping to yourself the things that are likely to create any form of fear for anyone who would potentially tell you that what you're trying to accomplish isn't likely to be able to be accomplished by you at this time. So this sense of, I can do anything, I can take any opportunity that comes my way, at the same time comes through to, I'm not letting people know what it is that I'm doing until I have achieved it. Now, what happens when we cross this over, however, with the obstacle? And here we have a situation, once again, we have black and blue. When black comes with a color in the real world or in the internal world, when they come together in the same level, then it darkens the blue down. The responsibilities that you have are overwhelmingly difficult for you. It's like you're bogged down by them. It's like you are battered and bruised. Black and blue is idiomatically associated with bruising, with having sustained a beating of some sort. And this is what this energy tends to suggest, that the obstacle you need to overcome is feeling as though you have been beaten down. In the internal world, however, what is driving this needing to overcome this beaten down feeling is yellow and blue together. Now, yellow and blue are associated with the ability to learn and to remember, and together as a combination, if we mix the two colors together, we end up with green. Green is the color that is prominent within your strengths. But here it becomes a hidden driver that is associated with the obstacles in your life. And as such, it becomes something of a conundrum. You're feeling battered and bruised because you've taken opportunities that they haven't actually turned out for you the way that you wanted them to. Now, of course, we can also cross these over. And this becomes an interesting combination because we still have the battered and bruised experience here. But now it's less a case of feeling as though you have come through the ringer, but rather it's a case of there are things that you need to accomplish for yourself. There are duties and obligations and responsibilities that are driving you to withdraw. Whatever it is that you need to do in the real world, you're going to spend time out. And maybe this is a case of having to recover from some sort of illness situation, because often time out in the real world suggests just that, particularly since it comes from the underlying energy, which is a potential danger signal from nature. On the other hand, we also have blue and yellow here, which, when it is an underlying driver, as it is here, gives you the potential opportunity to overcome fear by working hard. This, on the other hand, is the combination that is known as the teacher. This is someone who is very learned internally. You've had lots of experiences. You remember what those experiences are. And in the real world, you are able to elicit those experiences, to pass them on to others, to take on the role of the teacher, to disseminate information that you have learned internally. But this is still associated with your obstacle. There are things that you want to be able to pass on to others, but for some reason or other, they are not actually getting through to people. And part of that is linked into this black that we have here, which is the need, the drive, the activity of reducing input, but also reducing output. You are withholding yourself from the world. So let's look at the colors that are missing, because they will give us an idea of what it is that you could be doing as an alternative. There's no white, there's no red, there's no orange, or grey, or purple, or pink, or cyan. So here we have 7 colors that are all associated with the skills that you're currently not using, but probably have used in the past. White, the opposite of black. Whereas this is asking you to close down, this is saying just open up, just let things happen. Just allow any sort of experience to come towards you, because you never know how that is going to come out for you in the long run. Red is about gathering together all of your energy and taking charge of your own life, not just making your own decisions, but also being able to stand up and demand what you want for yourself. Orange is about confidence and courage and being able to survive whatever life throws at you. Grey is the middle road between white and black, and it has to do with finding the right balance between the extremes of cutting yourself off and at the same time also the other extreme of throwing yourself open to everything and anything that might come your way. It's finding a role that enables you to tread a path carefully. Purple is about healing. It's about having fun. It's about energy. But remember that when we have purple energy, or we take purple energy on, it's because something has gone wrong. It needs fixing, and that's what purple enables you to do. Pink is about vulnerability and love, and also acceptance. What is it that you can possibly allow others to do for you? Why do you have to go it alone? And cyan is all about bliss and harmony and the feeling of ultimate comfort. Things are going the way that you want them to, because this is what you have chosen for yourself. So of those 7 colors, which is the most appealing and which is the least appealing? If you take those 2 colors and add them to your repertoire, then what you do here is you throw in interference between the strength, the obstacle, and the underlying energy, which here is a warning from nature to be careful, and it allows you to travel somewhere else. Well, if nothing else, July certainly seems to be becoming a very interesting month indeed. I certainly hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that you take away from it, or from the treasure of Takashi, something that will benefit you throughout the month of July. Until we meet again, may the colors of your life bring you all of the joy and happiness that you require for your own higher good. Catch you next time. Bye.